In the previous lecture, we learned about margin and padding. In this lecture, we're going to look at the borders. So it takes three different properties to define borders. The border width property, which is basically the width of the border. The values you can choose from are thin, medium, thick, and length, which are CSS units. Now the border style property. This applies a style to the border. Some of the common styles are dotted, dashed, solid, double, curve, and bridge. But the most commonly used ones are dotted, dashed, and solid. The border color property. This defines the color of the border. The values can be either hex or RGB colors. Okay, so we're gonna leave this like it is, and we're gonna be targeting the div here. So in our CSS file, we're gonna add div. We're gonna start by adding a border to the bottom side. So I'm gonna type border dash dash bottom dash and style, and I'm gonna add dotted. Next, we have to define the width. So we do the same thing, border bottom and then width. I'm gonna use thick and then border bottom color, and I'm gonna add red. Okay, now we can go check it out. Refresh, and there it is, a bottom dotted border. Okay, now to add a top border to the top, we basically do the same thing, border, but in this case, instead of bottom, we add top and then style. We're gonna make it the same way, dotted, or we can just do dash and then the width. I'm gonna make it thin, and then border top color, and I'm gonna make it blue this time. Okay, save it, refresh, and there it is. There's a thin dotted border at the top. I'm gonna change it to medium, so you can just kind of see the difference there better. Okay, much better. Now to add a left and right border, we do the same thing. We gotta just, let's say copy and paste the same code and just change the middle word to left or right. Okay, but that will be too much code. Okay, unless it's necessary, right? So these three properties might be good to use for certain situations, but not in all times. So a better practice is to use the shortcode, converting these three properties, into one itself. We've done it before. Okay, so we're gonna I'm not gonna show you the left and right because it's the same thing. Okay, so instead I'm just gonna remove this and show you this other way, which is border style, and I'm gonna make this dashed and do the same thing for the width, border width, and I'm gonna make it, let me see, thick again, or yeah, thick, and the border color is gonna be blue. Okay, now let's change it. And the blue dotted border has been added. You can see there. Now, that is to add a border to all sides. Okay. Um, Now there's even a shorter version, okay, of doing this. And we can just basically gonna remove this. And I'm just gonna add border, the word border. That's all we need. Now, this property will take 3 different values, okay? So the first value will be for the width, okay, the border width. The second value will be for the border style, and the third value will be for the border color. Okay, so let's start adding by the first value, which is the border style. Excuse me, the border width. And in this case, I'm just gonna use CSS units. So I'm gonna put, let's say, gonna add 10 pixels. And then the second one, which is the border style, I'm gonna make it solid. And the third value is for the border color. And I'm gonna use yellow. Save it. Refresh. Okay, there's a yellow. Okay, now now I'm gonna use a hex color here. I'm gonna remove these. Gonna put the pound sign, and then I'm gonna say red color. So F000, and then 3 more zeros. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now say no, I think there's more than, yeah, it's only 5 zeros. Okay. Save it and refresh. There is the red color. Now let me use RGB color. For this, you type RGB, and then parentheses. I'm gonna type 0, and then a comma, 0, comma, and another 0. So 3 zeros. Okay. So that is the RGB color, and this will be black. There it is. Now let me tell you something, okay? Between these 3 values here, only spaces are allowed, okay? Nothing else. If you do this, then it won't work, okay? Watch. You see, it won't work. So it has to be each value separated by a space. Well, that is it for this lecture. In the next lecture, we're gonna learn about floats.